So summer vacation just started and school ended, so the first thing we did is my mom and I hopped on a plane to go to Salt Lake City to watch a climbing competition. The flight was really late at night. We landed at about midnight, and so once we got to the hotel we were too tired to really do anything, so we went to bed and we decided that we were going to wake up a little bit after the competition started just so we could sleep in. We started off the first day of competitions by eating breakfast in the hotel lobby, and then we walked to the venue, which was about 10 minutes away. It was a short walk. When we got there, they had the whole thing set up, and it reminded me a lot of Vail, except they had chairs, which was really nice, because in Vail, the first time I went a couple years back, we just had to sit in the grass for 6 hours in 90-degree heat, so thankfully it wasn't that bad. They had all the boulders set up, and we started women's qualifications, which was really cool. And we had pretty decent seats, but then it started raining, like, a lot. So we all decided to take shelter because there was nothing over the seats. And then something happened that was really cool. So they let everyone into the areas where only VIPs can sit. So we were able to sit extremely close to these competitors on the boulders. And so I was able to get some really cool videos and pictures. The competition went on as normal, and some of the boulders were pretty epic, but it was really cool to see people send and work out the problems. But believe it or not, the route setters were setting pretty hard. Boulder number 3 was never actually climbed successfully. I took lots of videos of people trying, and I never caught someone doing it successfully.
Let's go, Megan. Come on. Come
on. Believe it or not, the USA team for females did really well, and they were at the top of the leaderboard. After women's qualifications, we had to wait around a few hours for men's. And one thing that I want to say is really cool that I didn't notice at Vail, but at Salt Lake City, the competitors, once they were done, just left the venue out the side and just mingled around, and you could walk up to them and say, hey, and give them a fist bump, you know, get a picture with your favorite competitor. It was really neat. Unfortunately, right before men's qualifications started, they kicked us all out of the VIP area since the rain had stopped. Of course, ONDRA was first up. He did really well, and of course he was a fan favorite. Everyone was cheering him on.
To the top, Adam looking for the match. There you go, boulder number 1, take him down.
The weather stayed icky most of the time, pretty rainy, but the competition was still awesome to watch. They'd set awesome boulders, dynamic. The slab boulders were really hard.
Go, Alex!
About halfway through the qualifications comp, I was on the left side trying to film Alex Magos doing a boulder, and I noticed ONDRA starts to leave out the side, and so I wanted to film for a bit, and then I realized that he turns to my left instead of my right, and I'm like, oh shoot, he's gonna walk right past me, and so then this happened.
Come on, Alex. Let's see it. Good job. Very smooth for Alex Magos.
I just fist bumped ONDRA, as you do. I know I try to rub it off like, oh, it's no big deal, but it was a big deal. That video was just supposed to be supporting my whole claim of, oh, it's so cool how the climbers just exit right through the crowd and you can say hi afterwards, but he ended up walking right past me, and so I got to fist bump ONDRA, you know, once, you know, just no big deal, no big deal. And then right after that, it started raining really, really hard, so we took shelter under this unused venue tent. Decided after spending about 10 minutes under this tent that, you know, they're doing finals tomorrow, we can make it back and check that out, and just call it a day for tonight. The day of semifinals and finals started at 9:15. We woke up, We got downstairs, ate breakfast, and walked to the venue, very similar to the day before, but there were a lot more people, so even though we were a half hour early, seating was a little bit harder to get. We still got pretty decent spots, but of course I'm going to be running all over the place to get all this good footage. The semifinals were really cool with 4 men's and 4 women's boulders and both leagues going at the same time, so you can watch whoever you want on the wall. It was really fun and really action-packed.
Yes. Oh.
Stay in that fight, Colin Duffy. Brooke Rabitou finishing out women's 1.
Kristoff on the right side, looking for that top, comes up just short. Jakob Schubert. Come on, find your way through.
I'm looking at footage after the semifinals are over, people are leaking out, and then I see Jakob Schubert on the side. And so I make my way over, and... Jakob Schubert fist bump, that's 2! And then, of course, as we're walking out, I'm looking at my footage again, getting ready to film another clip, and my mom's like, Alex is in front of us. And I look up, and Alex Magos is sitting there with 2 other people. I think one of them was a climber, I don't know if the other one was a competitor or not, but I went up, fist bumped all 3 of them, boom.
Good job today.
Guys. It was very exciting.
Thank you.
So we went back to the hotel, relaxed for a little bit, you know, played some pool, table tennis in the lobby. And then we headed back to finals, again a half hour early, but there were so many people, we got bumped pretty far back. We did get aisle seats though, which was really helpful for when I wanted to sit down and film. Women's finals was first, where they went 1 at a time through boulders 1 through 4, so you only focused on 1 climber at a time. It was legendary. Natalia Grossman managed to get the last boulder at the last second in order to get first place, and I caught that on video, and it was just, whew, that was a really epic finale.
That's it, Salt Lake City. Now you know what to do. Hey, women, Salt Lake City. Let's go, Natalia. Come on. Natalia Grossman with eyes on the top. Gains it with 1 hand. Nice and steady. Natalia Grossman finds the double 2 hands. Natalia Grossman takes it home. Closes it out, boulder number 4. Salt Lake City. Natalia Grossman representing the United States of America. Let's go. Now we got a World Cup on our hands, boys and girls. Now we got a World Cup.
That's one last lift of the trophies for your women's podium.
Men's finals was about an hour later, so we were able to stick around before that happened. Men's finals wasn't quite as exciting as women's, but still went really well. It was epic, and the boulders were really, really neat.
Solid, Adam. Come on. Adam ONDRA looking for the match. Adam ONDRA finds it. Gets a thumbs up from the judge. Takes it home.
Unfortunately, we had to leave after boulder number 2 in order to go and catch our plane back home. and I'm bummed because Boulder 3 was the craziest thing I've ever seen. You had 2 holds, you had to match the holds with your feet and then do a foot jam upside down. And it was, ooh, man, I'll throw a clip up here of something that I found online, but I really wish we would have been there to see that.
Calling it that because his heel is on one side of this little crack that's created by the volume, and his toe is on the other, and it's kind of camming it, which is...
So going to the bouldering competition in Salt Lake City was a really fun experience. It's definitely a grind to stay there hours a day in the sun or the rain, but it's really, really fun. And if you have one near your town, you should go check it out because it's totally worth it, and it's really, really chill. It's just such a relaxed atmosphere, and if you see a climber, you can go up and just go fist bump. Great job. And I think that's just one of the things that makes these super cool to see, and I'm excited to check out the other 2 disciplines that iFSC does, which is speed and lead. I'm really excited to see lead routes. But anyways, that was my video on going to Salt Lake City to see the bouldering comp, just a little something that I thought I'd whip up, and also I'll mention we're taking a slower pacing for the channel because for me, I'm getting a little less motivation to do it, so I'm just taking it slow, and when I have footage that I think is good, I'll go ahead and whip something up. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time on Tune In.